for years, my ankles and my calves were swelling, and they would really get bad and painful. I mean, sometimes it really hurt. Okay, anytime I would sit for any length of time, like riding in a car or flying or whatever, they would really swell. And swelling hurts. I mean, it really does. But anytime my knees were bent for any length of time, and I guess it was the fluid just not coming back up the body. And that's basically what my symptoms were. Well, I noticed some very prominent veins in my thighs. And so they just, you know, I don't fool with blood vessels. They make me nervous. So I was looking for some doctor that could help me. And I didn't even know this program existed. And I was on the internet and just happened to see an advertisement and called them. And that's how I got there. I like to know what's happening to me, so you can see it on a video, and there's no doubt of what your problems are. And let's see, I thought it was real neat. I thought it was real cool to be able to see what was wrong and then to see it being corrected. And that was, I mean, it was no problem at all. You don't really feel anything or anything. So that was basically it. The vein that actually was painful, I kind of knew what that was because I remember when it happened. I was like young. During college, I would work periodically, and of course you wear high heels and all this stuff. And walking in a store, it's concrete floors. And just standing, it just was a stinging hurt. And then for years after that, periodically, it would just hurt. And so I knew it had to be something with the veins, but I didn't even know what kind of doctor to go to. And so, you know, you just kind of let stuff go. You know, it's a pain, and that's, you know, it stops. And so that was basically it. But the swelling was the issue. It was a big issue with me because I didn't know why they were swelling. I mean, it was like, did I eat salt? Did I do whatever? And, you know, they would just swell. But definitely every time my knees were bent, like, you know, I guess cutting off circulation or whatever. Even walking too much, like going, you know, somewhere and really walking, they would just swell. Right after the first or second treatment or so, I just felt better. My body just felt better. And I did have, I left this out, but on one calf, I did have some very serious, I guess they're called varicose veins that just hurt. I mean, periodically they just hurt. And that went away immediately. I mean, that was first treatment or so. And so it really helped. I mean, tremendously. Traveling and everything, just walking. I mean, just because they would just swell for no reason. I mean, I didn't do anything extra, and they would just start swelling. And it would last because I had no treatment, no any way to do anything. And I mean, I couldn't even wear like sneakers, tennis shoes, but trying to lace them up, or socks, even socks, it would hurt. So, and it would last, like I said, for several days because there was no way to make it go away. I wear the stockings. I was much against both the stockings and the hose because they're kind of hard to put on. But I've learned a lot of tricks about them. And immediately you that it's helping with the pressure and so forth. And periodically they'll swell for different reasons. The summer, I know, makes them swell, heat, stuff like that. And they won't swell wearing the stockings and stuff. Like I said, I was really against because they're hard. But one thing I do is I wear, I try to stay barefooted year round. I just want to not have shoes. So I wear the open toe stockings on both pairs, the thigh highs and the knee highs. And you can wear flip flops or go barefooted or whatever, because your toes are free. And actually, I think they feel better because the toe closed in is more confined, I guess it is. And they're much easier. Sometimes they get a wrinkle in them and you have to adjust them during the day. And they're much easier if it's something in the lower leg that needs fixing, to just pull the toe back and fix the foot. So that's why I like those. But they definitely make a difference in wearing them. Of course, I don't wear them every day now, but I did through the whole procedure ordeal, definitely. And you can just tell a difference in your body putting the things on. Putting them on, you have to kind of be careful if you have fingernails and stuff, because you don't want to, they're like a pair of hose. They'll get a snag in them. But I have noticed that when you first get your pair, they're very coarse. They're hard. They're, of course, they're tight, and you know that. But I always wash them first by hand, put them in water, take a little bit of dish soap or whatever, and well, you don't even have to use it. You just want them wet. And then I take Downy and dilute it to where it's just barely, just a teeny bit of color, and put it on them, and it makes them softer. And then, of course, you dry them, hang them up to dry, and they do smell better. They smell good. But also, it makes it so much better to wear them, because it will hurt your hands trying to get those things on. Because you're pulling and tugging and they're tight. But that's my trick to making them feel better, is they're softer. And I don't think it has any effect on the tightness, that it's going to loosen them up or anything like that. So they're not, doing what they're supposed to. But that's my trick. That's my trick for them. He has a fabulous personality. And he explains it in detail, so you know what's happening. It's not like you're not knowing what he's doing. But he has a great personality, and just explaining it, so I mean, you're not like going to see him and then wonder what this man's fixing to do or whatever. So, but he has a great personality, like I said. And I would recommend him to anyone. And I do. If I hear women talking about their legs or something. In fact, I kept some of his cards for a long time. And I would say, this is what you need to do if your varicose veins are showing, and, they hurt. They really do hurt.